Operation Adinkai, General Officer Commanding, and Formation Commanders, Commanders of other Nigerian Army establishments here present, Commandants of Nigerian Army institutions, senior officers, both serving and retired, other distinguished conference participants, our regimental sergeant majors, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I am delighted to welcome everyone to the Army Headquarters Command Officers Mess 1, ABUJA, the venue of this Chief of Army Staff First Quarter Conference 2024. No doubt, gathering like this, I look forward to, as they offer us a platform where the leadership of the Nigerian Army comes together to review our past achievements, assess current challenges, and plan for the future, all within the broader context of national security. The Chief of Army Staff Conference provides a platform for regular consultations with field commanders for a comprehensive review of our activities in each quarter of the year. The first quarter conference will thus afford us the opportunity to assess our readiness and formulate strategies to enhance our collective performance in fulfilling our constitutional obligations as the year progresses. Allow me to briefly recap the recent tragic incident involving the loss of troops from 181 Amphibious Battalion in Okwama community on 14 March this year, where the commanding officer, 3 officers, and 13 soldiers paid the supreme price. The incident is quite unfortunate, and we must not allow it to dampen our morale. Instead, we must remain steadfast and unwavering as military men. As leaders of our army, we must create that awareness across the force that the season we are in is more volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous than before. We must, therefore, continue to be adaptive, ingenious, innovative, and ready to take up more non-traditional military responsibilities if we must help our dear country survive the time we are in. There's no denying that since we came on board, despite the few apparent challenges and setbacks, we have made considerable progress in stabilizing the country's security. But for our concerted efforts, the insecurity that will have developed across the country is better imagined than experienced. Our continuous injection of trained troops and specialist equipment into the Northeast Theater for specialized operations such as Mountain Sand 82, Lake Sand 82, and Desert Sand 83 have continued to complement efforts to degrade ISWAP-JAS terrorist groups by the Theater Command. These efforts have greatly improved the security situation in the Northeast and have expectedly enhanced the trust and confidence of the public towards our troops. Similarly, intensified offensives to eliminate armed bandits and other criminal elements in the Northwest and North Central regions are yielding positive outcomes. We have continued to project forces in Operation LAGBAJA forest sanity, wild stroke, and wild punch, while ramping up offensives to eliminate bandit enclaves. These operations have destroyed criminal hideouts, neutralized scores of bandits, and subjected the remaining ones to situations where they are mainly on the run. Relatedly, our troops deployed in the South-South and Southeast regions on Joint Task Force Operation Delta Sea and Operation Doka have continued to perform creditably. Both operations have undoubtedly led to the neutralization of a significant number of IPOB-BSN criminals, the recovery of numerous weapons and ammunition, and the destruction of several illegal oil refineries. Additionally, our collective efforts in Operation Delta Sea and in Doka have substantially increased daily crude exploration output with a corresponding boost to Nigeria's foreign reserve and other economic indices. We have remained unrelenting in our efforts to improve our training activities and attune them to the current realities and global best practices. To this end, special initiatives were implemented in the first quarter of the year to enhance troop readiness through mission-focused training, like Exercise Shiny Star 5, Fast Goal 2, and Restore Hope 6. These exercises and attune them to the current realities and global best practices. To this end, special initiatives were implemented in the first quarter of the year to enhance troop readiness through mission-focused training, like Exercise Shiny Star 5, Fast Goal 2, and Restore Hope 6. These exercises were tailored to equip troops with the requisite knowledge and skills to address prevailing security challenges, and they were undertaken successfully. It is pertinent to accentuate the Nigerian Army's commitment to remaining a viable diplomatic tool for the government through consistent and effective contributions to national, regional, and global security. Despite our internal obligations, we have maintained a small but significant presence in ECOWAS, AU, and UN-led interventions around the world as contingent and staff officers, military observers, and mission experts. Only recently, on the approval of Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief, the second company of the Nigerian contingent in the United Nations Interim Security Force for ABUJA was inducted on 5th April this year. This effort is geared towards upholding our commitment to maintaining global peace and security, particularly within the African continent. Similarly, the Nigerian Army has extended its support to peacekeeping missions in the Gambia and Guinea-Bissau by deploying troops and allocating resources. These deployment underscores our steadfast commitment to providing capable peacekeepers as part of our contributions to global peace and security. As we make more noticeable progress in ensuring peace, development, and economic prosperity at home, the Nigerian Army will make more troops and equipment available for deployment in peace support operations within and outside the African continent. In the area of civil-military cooperation, the Nigerian Army has intensified efforts to win the hearts and minds of law-abiding citizens through the conduct of numerous civic activities across the country. These efforts aim to improve the living conditions of the populace, win their trust and confidence in the Nigerian Army, and further complement government's efforts at various levels. We hope to build lasting partnerships and promote peace and prosperity across our host communities and the communities of some of our carefully selected senior officers. Similarly, as a way of improving troops' welfare, new welfare initiatives are being implemented. The affordable home ownership option for all soldiers, otherwise known as ABUJAs, aimed at alleviating the hardship soldiers face in securing personal accommodation for post-service life, is one such measure. As a way of making the scheme inclusive and showing our sensitivity to the plight of soldiers with operational-related disabilities, I've directed the Managing Director of Post-Service Housing Development Limited to set aside 5% of the ABUJA scheme in each estate for allocation to this category of soldiers. Additionally, the Nigerian Army will cover all the housing expenses at 100% for this category of soldiers. Relatedly, the Nigerian Army has reinvigorated its complementary welfare flights for Northeast troops to facilitate seamless travels during leaves and passes. Furthermore, premiums paid to beneficiaries of our various insurance schemes to cater to troops dependent in any eventuality have been doubled without any corresponding increase in contributions. These all underscore our unrelenting commitment to prioritizing the welfare of our soldiers and their families, to get the best out of them and appreciate their service. It is crucial to emphasize that the commitment and support of the political leadership have facilitated the achievement of the Nigerian Army. Consequently, the Nigerian Army is eternally indebted to Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, for his understanding and unwavering support towards enhancing the Army's operational efficiency and effectiveness. The Army is equally grateful to the National Assembly, particularly the committees on the Army in both chambers, for their passion and support. As we embark on this important event, it is imperative to reiterate that our primary focus remains the preservation of our nation's territorial integrity, safeguarding the lives and properties of loyal citizens, and upholding the principles of justice and equity. I charge fleet commanders across various theaters of operations, including our gallant troops, to remain committed to bringing the nation's adversaries to their feet, to their knee, and restoring sanity in troubled areas across the country. We must continue to strengthen our operational capabilities, enhance intelligence gathering, foster interagency cooperation, and prioritize the welfare of our personnel. Our commitment to professionalism, discipline, and respect for human rights must remain firm and obvious to all. Finally, as we go into the closed session of this conference, I wish to reiterate the importance of generating sincere and candid opinions I encourage participants to engage in robust discussions and provide insightful opinions and options that will fine-tune the strategies and policies of the Nigerian Army to guarantee a more robust and secure Nigeria. Your wealth of knowledge and experience will undoubtedly contribute to our collective effort to transform the Nigerian Army to advance our nation's security agenda. I'm quite optimistic that the briefs and presentations during this conference will elicit robust discussions and generate strategies to maintain the Nigerian Army's continued successes in our operation. Before I take my seat, I want to once again welcome everyone to the Chief of Army Staff First Quarter Conference 2024. On this note, I have the pleasure to declare the Chief of Army Staff First Quarter Conference 2024 open. Thank you and God bless.
Lieutenant General T.A. LAGBAJA, the Chief of Army Staff, hereby cut this day to commemorate the handing over ceremony of these vehicles to our Army warrant officers this day, the 16th of April 2024, to the glory of God.
So in this note, sir, let me hand over to the Chief Executive Officer to introduce the nation before the presentation. Thank you, sir.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General LAGBAJA, the General